This isn't the first time Rose McGowan has been featured on this channel. My articles and videos have received the most attention when I've talked about Creative Artists Agency, Hollywood, and the connections with the Democratic National Committee. I usually warn people to put their tinfoil hats on at this point. But you don't need a tinfoil hat if it's not merely a conspiracy theory. Here is conspiracy truth. Anytime I use the word cabal, I get pushback, but cabal is what it is. The CIA and the military intelligence complex, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Hollywood, transnational corporations, Wall Street, and the owners of corporate media are all part of this cabal. As I've explained in other shows, Creative Artists Agency is a talent agency that grooms thought leaders. Thought leaders are people whose voices are big enough for you and me to hear them. Athletes, news anchors and such, actors and actresses, politicians. Creative Artists Agency has all of these types of thought leaders on its roster. It's the biggest talent agency in the world, and it has its fingers everywhere. Rose McGowan discovered that Creative Artists Agency has close ties to the Me Too movement, which definitely frustrated her. The way she describes it, the ring of sexual predators are the people who started the Me Too movement. To me, that sounds a lot like the way the Republican and the Democratic parties interact with each other. They are definitely on the same team. It's like when Monsanto creates products that cause cancer and then also creates products that treat cancer. Not that they cure cancer, they treat cancer. Goldman Sachs came out not too long ago saying that curing cancer is not a sustainable business model. And make no mistake, dear viewers and listeners, sexual predation is a cancer that is rampant in Hollywood. You don't need a tinfoil hat. This is established fact. So when Rose McGowan calls Joe Biden a monster, and when she calls the Democrats monsters, she knows what she's talking about. She's seen this world from the inside, and everyone in this cabal is doing their very, very best to keep Rose quiet. And Rose's experiences are similar to other rape survivors. Rose was raped by Harvey Weinstein. Tara Reade was raped by Joe Biden. That is, if you believe them. What I want to know is why you wouldn't believe them, other than that you are a supporter of the Democratic Party. I think most people by now believe Rose McGowan, except Harvey Weinstein's closest buddies. They probably believe her too, but their agenda won't allow them to say so. And the question I always have for comfy Democrats is, if you believe them, if their stories are credible, how can you vote for Joe Biden? And they, like Alyssa Milano, never seem to have a very good answer. Rose McGowan unleashes fury against Joe Biden. Democrats, you are monsters, frauds. The actress has stood behind Biden assault accuser Tara Reade in recent months. Rose McGowan blasted Joe Biden and the Democratic Party on the final day of the Democratic National Convention in a series of tweets in which she dubbed them all frauds. Full disclosure, this is from Fox Celebrity News. I don't know why it's celebrity news and not just news. The actress and activist, 46, who has stood behind Biden assault accuser Tara Reade and blasted Hollywood stars for their support of the Democratic presidential nominee, made her distaste for Biden loud and clear as she ripped his speech in which he described America as a cloak of darkness under Trump. Give people light. Those are words for our time. The current president has cloaked America in darkness for much too long. Too much anger, too much fear, too much division, Biden said on Thursday night. You are the season of darkness at Joe Biden, at DNC. You are monsters. You are frauds. You are the lie, McGowan reacted on the social media platform. She went on to question the Democratic Party's ability to create change and provide support for citizens facing racial inequality, economic issues, and police brutality. What have the Democrats done to solve anything? Help the poor? No. Help black and brown people? No. Stop police brutality? No. Help single mothers? No. Help children? No. You have achieved nothing. Nothing. Why did people vote Trump? Because of you motherfuckers, she wrote. McGowan also fired back at her followers who critiqued her views. And if you can't see that I'm dragging everyone to force them to be better and hold them accountable, then you are delusional, she tweeted. She also responded LOL to a follower who called one of her tweets ugly in the midst of a beautiful convention. McGowan, who has in the past also ripped President Trump, confirmed that she doesn't like him either. Did I say I like him? No, I am an equal opportunity hater. American voters / cult members have been hoodwinked for years into believing they have to live with the lesser of two evils. Wake up! Demand more, she argued. She also slammed others who referred to her as a white feminist for her views. In April, the actress made headlines after posting a teary-eyed selfie along with a missive lamenting the Democratic establishment and the media following the fallout from the sex assault allegations against Biden. I used to be a proud Democrat, the 46-year-old shared. I used to be a proud American. She recounted a story about her younger brother's Air Force Academy graduation, where she wore a Vote John Kerry pin and defended herself in a few arguments with big men who were mad about her party affiliation. I thought democracy meant I had a right to choose those who lined up with my value system, she continued. But what if there's no one? She went on to say that she had been raised on the idea that the Democratic Party were the good guys and that she felt really quite a sense of loss. McGowan also previously shined a light on her negative experience in Hollywood since the exposure of now disgraced movie mogul and convicted rapist Harvey Weinstein. She previously accused Weinstein of rape and has since become a vocal critic of the industry. Last month, the actress shared a picture of herself during what appeared to be the height of her acting career and explained why she took a step back. I get asked a lot if I ever liked working in Hollywood. My answer is no, I never did. It was a means to my end, my goals. My Hollywood was a job filled with mostly sociopathic predators shooting damaged fish in a barrel, she began. We, the beautiful ones, we were the fish. We were their targets. The truth of it is that the beautiful ones are looked at as the weak gazelles in the herd, the ones that limp under the attention they receive. It was too much for me. Now, reading to you from Fox News, I'm going to justify in the same way that Bernie justified going on Fox to do a town hall. CNN, Clinton News Network, and MSDNC aren't willing to report this story. So if Fox News reports it fairly, then I guess we gotta go to Fox News. On a previous episode of this show called Here's Why CAA and Alyssa Milano Don't Believe Tara Reid, I provided a lot more detail about how the CAA Creative Artists Agency works. There was a lot of information about how CAA is connected to a lot of the players in this story. It got more views than most of my shows, so maybe I can get more people to go back to it now and see if I can blow it up and compete with all these other lefty pundits. SKD Knickerbocker's managing director and relationship with Time's Up Legal Defense Fund via Grimm's article. This tangled web of arguably conflicting interests was all news to Reid, who says she was stunned to learn about Me Too's group's connections to SKD Knickerbocker and Biden's campaign. The timeline looks very draconian to me, she said in an interview. From my perspective, the payments look like a way to silence me further from getting my story heard. So the deal is here, Biden's campaign manager also works for the Me Too movement. It's a catch and kill operation. The Me Too movement actually was given payments by Biden's team via SKD Knickerbocker. Biden's campaign manager, as it turns out, also was the lead person at SKD Knickerbocker. Now, last summer, I detailed the connection of Creative Artists Agency and other talent agencies like UTA with some of the people who are players in this game. Using a WikiLeaked email, I made a connection between Creative Artists Agency and United Talent Agency with some of the people like Alyssa Milano. It all started when I found a video with Nico House and Sofia Zalvidar explaining how prominent talent agency executives are connected to the Clinton machine, and how these talent executives have been leaders in the efforts to groom Democratic presidential candidates to run against Bernie Sanders in the 2020 presidential election cycle. Clients make use of the agency's services to blend pop culture, entertainment, and politics to help them form their own unique brand. CAA donated almost $479,000 to candidates and PACs in 2018, including to Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, and Beto O'Rourke, all who received donations of $11,000 or higher. CAA represents all of Joe Biden's interests as well. Who else is on the client list of CAA? Glad you asked. Anderson Cooper, Alyssa Milano, and lots of other people. I won't make you listen to the whole list. Here's what Rose McGowan thinks of Alyssa Milano and Creative Artists Agency.
Your former Charmed co-star, Alyssa Milano, gets a lot of credit for helping Me Too go viral. So, are you proud of her?
I don't like her.
Why?
Because I think she's a lie.
Why?
Do you think I don't know these people? I'm not looking at this from the outside. I have a lot of experience. I know she's married to a CAA agent. Do the math. Who's behind Time's Up? CAA. Where do they meet? CAA. Who needs good PR? CAA. Who are part of the pimp problem? CAA.
These are very powerful people you're talking about.
They are. So am I.
Rose McGowan was one of the victims that Me Too was trying to help, and that's what she had to say about Alyssa Milano and Creative Artists Agency. Alyssa Milano is on the speakers list of Creative Artists Agency. Inquire below to book Alyssa Milano, actresses, celebrity entrepreneurs, celebrity speakers, philanthropy. Here's her biography. This is from 2011. Alyssa Milano, CAA agent Dave Bugliari expecting first baby. So she's married to a CAA agent and has children with him. So what we're seeing is a lot of conflict of interest. You have the CAA propping up the Clinton machine and Obama world, and then you've got them also starting a Me Too movement, simultaneously protecting powerful men who rape people and then trying to help their victims. So, dear viewers and listeners, if you hear her voice, you hear what she's saying, and you don't believe her, I think you have to look at your own agenda. If she says they're monsters, I think it's pretty fair to say they're monsters. And if you, like Rose, want to vote for someone who matches your values, I don't see how you can possibly vote for either racist rapist.